But when CEO Ava Hart opened it, her entire understanding of her family fell apart. She was standing in the marble lobby of Hartwell Industries when she noticed the brown wallet beneath a leather chair. She picked it up, intending to hand it to security. Then a photograph slipped from the inner pocket. Ava froze. The woman smiling from the faded photograph was her mother. Not a similar-looking woman. Not someone who merely resembled her. Her mother, Eleanor Hart. The same Eleanor whose portrait hung in Ava's penthouse. The same woman who had died 12 years earlier. The same woman who had always told Ava that her father had died before she was born. Where are you watching from? Tell me your city or country in the comments. And if you love stories filled with secrets, family mysteries, second chances, and unexpected twists, subscribe and stay with us. Ava turned toward the man who had dropped the wallet. He was kneeling near the entrance, searching beneath chairs with growing panic. He looked to be in his early 40s, wearing a clean but faded blue shirt and worn brown boots. His hands were rough, the kind that belonged to someone who worked with them instead of sitting behind a desk. "Excuse me," Ava called. The man looked up. "Is this yours?" Relief crossed his face. "Yes. Thank God." He walked toward her, but Ava held the photograph between two fingers. "Where did you get this?" His expression changed. For a moment, he said nothing. Then he looked at the photograph and whispered, "Eleanor." Ava's heart seemed to stop. "You know my mother?" The man swallowed. "I knew her a long time ago." Security approached, but Ava raised her hand. "It's fine." She looked at the man again. "What's your name?" "Daniel Reed." The name struck her strangely. She had heard it before. Not recently. Years ago. From her mother. Ava remembered being 19, sitting beside Eleanor in a hospital room during one of her final weeks. Ava had asked the question she had asked many times before. "Mom, what was Dad like?" Eleanor had looked away. "Your father was a good man," she had said quietly. "But some people don't get the life they deserve." Ava had assumed she meant he had died. Now she stared at Daniel. "Are you my father?" His face went pale. He looked at the photograph again, then at Ava. "I don't know what your mother told you. Answer me." Daniel lowered his eyes. "I was told my daughter died." Ava's breath caught. "What?" Daniel sat heavily in one of the lobby chairs. 30 years ago, Eleanor and I were going to get married. We were young. We had nothing except each other. Then her father found out she was pregnant. Ava felt the room disappear around her. "My grandfather?" Daniel nodded. "He hated me. He said I was beneath his family. One night, I was offered money to disappear. I refused. So what happened? Eleanor came to see me. She was crying. She told me she had chosen her family and that the baby was going to be raised without me." Ava shook her head. "My mother would never say that." "I didn't believe it either." Daniel reached for the photograph. "But 2 weeks later, I received a letter saying Eleanor had lost the baby." Ava's eyes filled with tears. "I was never told that." Daniel looked at her carefully. "How old are you?" 30. He stared at her. Then his lips trembled. "Eleanor was 30 when she had you." Ava stepped backward. Her mother hadn't lied about her father dying. She had lied about something far more complicated. Daniel reached inside the wallet and pulled out a folded piece of paper. "I've carried this for 30 years. Ava unfolded it. The handwriting was unmistakable. Her mother's. "Daniel, if you ever see our daughter again, tell her I never abandoned either of you. I was told you had died. By the time I learned the truth, my father had already made sure you could never find us." Ava covered her mouth. There was more. I am sorry. I spent my life trying to undo what he did. Ava looked up. Why didn't she tell me? Maybe she was afraid, Daniel said. Maybe she thought your grandfather would destroy your life the way he destroyed ours. Ava suddenly remembered something from childhood. Her grandfather had always forbidden her from asking about her father. At the time, she'd thought it was grief. Now it felt like guilt. Daniel's phone rang. He glanced at it. Sorry. It's my daughter. Ava watched him answer. Hey, Lily. Did you finish your homework? His voice softened instantly. I'll be home soon. I promise. When he hung up, Ava smiled through her tears. You're a father. Daniel nodded. My wife died 6 years ago. Lily's 10. It's just been the two of us. Ava looked at the man who had spent years raising another child while carrying the memory of the daughter he believed he'd lost. Does Lily know about me? No. Ava took a breath. She should. Daniel looked frightened. What are you saying? I'm saying you lost 30 years because other people decided you didn't deserve each other. She handed him the photograph. But I'm not letting them take another day. That evening, Ava went to the family archives beneath Hartwell Industries. She spent hours searching through old records until she found a sealed legal file bearing her grandfather's signature. Inside were letters proving he had paid someone to separate Eleanor and Daniel. But there was one final document. A medical report showing Eleanor had been diagnosed with a serious illness shortly before her death. At the bottom, she had written a handwritten instruction. If Ava ever learns the truth, give Daniel half of everything I left her. Ava stared at the words for a long time. Her mother hadn't wanted revenge. She had wanted restoration. The next morning, Ava found Daniel outside his small apartment building. She handed him an envelope. I can't give you back 30 years, she said. But I can give you what my mother wanted you to have. Daniel opened it. His eyes filled with tears. Then Ava did something neither of them expected. She hugged him. For several seconds, Daniel stood completely still. Then he wrapped his arms around his daughter for the first time. I thought I'd lost you, he whispered. Ava closed her eyes. You didn't lose me, Dad. You were robbed of me. A year later, Ava sat at Daniel's kitchen table while Lily showed her a school project about family. There were photographs everywhere. One was 30 years old. Eleanor was smiling in it. Beside her stood a young Daniel. And between them was a newborn baby girl. Ava. She finally understood the secret her mother had carried all those years. Sometimes the truth doesn't arrive when you want it. Sometimes it arrives decades later, hidden inside an old photograph, a forgotten wallet, and the heart of someone who never stopped waiting. And sometimes, when it finally arrives, it doesn't destroy a family. It gives one back.